Swamy Ayyappa Swamy Swami Sharanam Ayyappa Sharanam. Happy Makar Sankranti.
Swami Sharanam Ayyappa. Ayyappa is a very popular Hindu god who is worshipped all over India, especially in the southern India. Also known as Sasta, Dharmasasta, Hariharan, Shabri, Manikanta, etc. He has a unique origin, believed to be born out of the spiritual union of Lord Shiva and Vishnu. Ayyappa most famous temple is Sabrimala temple, which is situated on the hills of Sabrimala in the village of Perinad in the state of Kerala. Lord Ayyappa is usually described as a handsome, celibate god seated in a yogic posture with legs crossed and tied with a band and wearing a bell around his neck. He is also shown riding a tiger. In the other cases, he carries a bow and arrow in his left hand and holds a bow or a sword in his right hand. So let's listen to his story. In ancient times, there was once a female demon called Mahishi, sister of demon Mahishasura. She did severe penance of Lord Brahma and got the extraordinary boon that she can be killed only by someone who is born to Lord Shiva and Vishnu. She was sure that it is impossible for Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu to have a child, but she was unaware of her own destiny and fate. On the other side, the king Rajshekhar of Pandalan was performing penance of Lord Shiva for a child. One day, when the king Rajshekhar was resting after he was done hunting, he heard the baby crying. Following that voice, he reacted on the banks of the river Pampa. He saw a little newborn baby boy there, who was left alone. The king was confused about what to do next. At that time, a rishi appeared in front of him and he told king that he should take his child to the palace and raise him as his own child. The king brought that child to the palace. The king and the queen named the baby boy Manikanta. They raised him just like their own son and also gave him a qualified teaching. According to the Manikanta's teacher, he was an excellent student with an unusual and amazing power. Later, a son was born to the king himself, but still considering only Manikanta as his elder son, the king started making arrangements for declaring him as the crown prince. However, the queen had other ideas and wanted her son to ascend the throne after the king. She hatched a plan to get rid of Manikanta and pretending to suffer from severe headache, and she made the physician to prescribe the milk of tigress as its only cure, while none came forward to undertake this dangerous mission. Manikanta told the king that he will go to the forest to get the milk. Now the time had come to complete the task for which Manikanta had taken birth on the earth. Mahishi used to live in the same forest where Manikanta went to. Then there was a great war between Mahishi and Manikanta, and in that war he killed Mahishi, the female demon, and proceeded on his work. In the meantime, Lord Shiva appeared in front of him and thanked Manikanta on completing his task. Also asked Lord Indra to take the form of a tiger. Along with him, the goddess also took the form of a tigress. When Manikanta came with all of them back to the palace, the king and the people were in a shock. At that very moment, the same Rishi appeared in front of the king who had appeared on the bank of river Pampa and told king about the reality of Manikanta, who was born to kill a demoness Mahishi. The king bowed down at Manikanta's feet to forgive him. Manikanta told him that now he will also return back to the heaven as his task completed for which he has taken the birth. The king prayed to Manikanta that he wanted to build a temple and dedicate it to Manikanta and asked him to suggest some location for the same. Manikanta shoot an arrow, and the arrow went to Shabri, where Lord Rama and Lakshman ate the berries fed by Shabri during Ramayana period. At this holy place, the king has built the temple of Ayyappa Swamy, which is open to devotees from November to January, whereas devotees come in huge numbers from all over the country and even outside. Keep visiting the Sabrimala temple. As Ayyappa is a celibate young and middle-aged menstruating women do not undertake Sabrimala pilgrimage. Every year, thousands of devotees are observed practicing the 41 days of austerities to reach Sabrimala pilgrimage that requires one to go through the tough practice of controlling and limiting your five senses. Millions undertake the arduous pilgrimage with faith, trekking through mountain and forest and covering long distance on foot. This special period of the sacred Ayyappa worship concludes with the sighting of Makara Jyoti, a flash of light as stars that appears around sunset time at the distant horizon on the holy Makara Sankranti day. Swami Sharanam Ayyappa. Happy Makar Sankranti. Thank you.